This ground cover is so beautiful this time of year. It's just a magnificent yellow. I wish it would stay in bloom all summer, but no, it's just this time of year. It's beautiful, and there's a pretty white I forgot the name of it all of a sudden. One of the new bulbs I planted this last year. I'm on the outside of our fence, but I just wanted to show you my pretty daffodils. They're just so beautiful. Again, a brilliant yellow. Beautiful, beautiful. My roses have leaves coming out on them, and they're a pretty magenta color right now. My blueberries are starting to get their leaves. There's a purple one of those. Hyacinth was the word I couldn't think of a minute ago. And there's lots of California daisy coming up in there, and lots of grass, which I need to pull out. I have more hyacinths along here. Pink, purple, and white, along with my daffies. And this, I've told you this before, but this is the first year I've had these hyacinths. The daffodils I've had, and I've added to them, but I have tulips coming up there too, but they're not quite ready to bloom yet. I'll take you out here. This side of the yard is always a little chilly. It's the north side, but if you can see it, my raspberries are starting to get their leaves. So it will soon be time for me to come out and pull out last year's. Wait until I can tell which ones are which. So they look pretty pitiful right now, but they will soon look very nice. Very, very nice. So let me come over here and see what's going on. Oh, I have another hyacinth over here, and you just saw me walk on the grass. Pretty purple one there. And that's a couple of tulips getting ready to come up. My grapes haven't shown any signs of life yet, but they will. Still a little bit early for them in here. Oh, I didn't know I had one of these. Very cool. I forget what that's called, but I remember having those when I was a little kid out in our flower garden. And walk around under my row covers. I have some radishes coming up. I'm not sure about the other two things that I've planted. I didn't really open the row cover quite far enough for me to tell. And I thought maybe this was dead, but it's not. I think this is, what does that say that it is? Parsley. That doesn't look like parsley. Not sure what it is. So that's oregano, I think, and some chives. My cabbage tree, still looking good. My arborvitae in the basket, still looking good. Strawberries looking good underneath there. I have a couple of celeries and some other stuff. Over here I have lettuce and Swiss chard and spinach stuff in there. And it looks like quite a bit of things are poking their heads through the ground. But I'm not going to uncover it to show you. We'll see it later. Next week is supposed to be nicer weather. Still, this week we're getting down into the upper 20s, low 30s at night. But like today, it's 55-ish here in the day. It feels good. Oh, way out there, and I'm not going to walk way out there, but I planted some carrots in the really tall container that I've got out there and put cover across it. This I'm really proud of. For a couple of years I've been trying to germinate one of my roses. I finally got one to live, and I'm not sure which one it is, but I think it's a red one. Anyway, I'm satisfied with that. I've got this sideways so that when it rains it doesn't get all drowned, but that's rhubarb that I planted last year in that container, and these are my ones that are in ground, and it looks like they're getting flowers on, which generally I cut the flowers out after they get up fairly good. My honeysuckle is starting to leaf out, and this one is a white lilac, which is kind of my miracle plant, because when we first moved here it was here, and then it died, like dead as a doornail, and the last couple of years a seedling popped up, and last year it bloomed nicely. It looks like it's going to again this year. Roses are all leafing out, and I'm back where I started here, so I'll just go ahead and stop the video in this spot. Okay, I'm going to do a panorama of my indoor garden. There we go. Peppers and tomatoes mostly there. Same up there, except there's an nasturtium and a lavender in the mix. My moringa, which I've planted, 3 seeds over time, and so far nothing has germinated, and I'm trying one more thing out in the other room. These I did by following the directions, but I read something that said not to do that. So again, more tomatoes. There's I think that's I'm not sure that's a fennel. It might be over in the corner there, and some yarrow, and the rest of it is tomatoes and peppers, my figs, and my mulberry tree. And over here I've got various herbs along with some spinach. Actually, it's basil, I think. It was spinach, but I replanted. This is, hold on, sorrel. And I have some artichoke. I'm so anxious for the artichoke. Some nettles coming up, and sage and borage. Up here is mostly peppers and nasturtium and marigolds. And they're still in their baby stage. Here I'm trying to make a cutting of the I just said the name of it a little while ago. Not hollyhocks. Okay, the thing that the hummingbirds like, and I'll think of it in a minute. So that's my indoor garden. Right here is where I'm trying the moringa. Someone said not to soak it, just plant it. Give it a good watering when I plant it, and then kind of let it dry out. Water it again when it gets dry. Okay, over here is a bouquet of daffodils that I planted. Or not, I didn't plant them, I picked them, that's what I meant to say, and put them in a vase, or some of you might say vase. It's a vase to me. Got some onion sets which need to go out next week. The weather's supposed to be nicer. And my indoor house plants. Still looking good. Okay, and I'll talk loud because I didn't mute the TV, and I don't really want you listening to it. So a good walk out of my yard sure felt good. And, oh, here, let me mute the TV so that I'm not competing. There we go. Okay. How are we doing? We're doing good. I have not been off of our property since March 19th. And before that, I wasn't off of the property much either, except for on the 19th of March, I went. Well, since the 20th of February, really, on the 19th of March, I had a doctor's checkup, which at that time I was still allowed to do. So, but I haven't been anywhere since then. My husband has. He's the one who's been running all the errands, things that we've ordered and that have come in, and getting groceries and other things that we need just for daily living around here. So he's the one that's been doing all that. He's a bit younger than I am, so I think he's a man. That makes him healthier, right? Macho at any rate. Oh, he's a sweetheart. Just to let you know. He sometimes overprotects me, but that's okay. I can live with that. One thing I've appreciated about all of this staying home is that I've gotten to do more church than usual. Well, a lot of you guys have done little devotionals too, and I like that. I think I even have done one or two. But since we can't go to church in person at my church, they've been doing church online on Facebook Live on Sundays. My daughter's church too, and a couple of other churches for people I know. But the thing that's added to that is that my pastor, along with other pastors, have been giving daily messages of encouragement, sometimes just on their Facebook page, the church's Facebook page, other times using Facebook Live. And that's a great encouragement to me. I'm seeing the church, meaning the people, not the building, more since all this thing started than before. We're becoming more visible. And that's a good thing, because people need all the encouragement they can get in this odd time of life. I know there have been other times when people have gone through what we're going through. I was thinking of the Black Plague and the Spanish flu and various other really bad pandemics that have happened in the past. My daughter was pondering whether this is going to happen every year. And I said, probably by next year they'll have a vaccine and it will be minimal, just like our regular flu. People still get it and still die from it. But we don't quarantine the whole world because of it. And so I think once we get this one under control, that will be the case again. I have faith in the medical and scientific community that they can come up with something that's going to control this thing, you know, to the best of our human ability so that it's not drastic like it is right now. Right now we're doing what we have to do to keep it as under control as we can until something medical is discovered that helps it. Back in the 40s and 50s, polio was a thing that you know, scared everybody. I remember when I was little, we got polio shot. Someone came up with a vaccine, forget his name, came up with a vaccine, and we got our vaccines, and then several years later they came out with, they put little droplets of something on a sugar cube and gave you those. So we're well inoculated against polio. But even at that, some people still got it. Smallpox was a thing back in the, 1800s maybe. I'm not sure my history. Just about every century since we've been keeping track of these sort of things, things have happened. In the Bible, it talks about pestilences. In Egypt, they had plagues. So I think what we're experiencing is nothing different than it's different, yes, but it's not unheard of to have something happen that nobody knows how to handle. And because there are more people in the world right now than there used to be, it makes it appear to be hugely bigger. But if we all stay home and stay away from other people, if we do have to go out, use precautionary measures, and do lots of praying, this thing will become controlled, and we will be able to go back to a more normal lifestyle. In the meantime, we have learned how to be a little more self-sufficient. I am growing a garden. I have done that for several years now, and before that I used to grow one also. I mean, it's not a new thing for me to grow a garden, but I'm trying to grow a few more things this year just because it's nice not to have to go to the grocery store and buy things I like. They taste so much better when you grow them yourself. Anyway, that's how life is here. We're good. We're healthy. We're happy. And we've been enjoying your videos. I hope you enjoy mine. I haven't made as many lately because I don't really have that much to say. And since the weather's been too cold and rainy and lucky, even a little bit of snow, to go out and work outside or be outside, even to go outside to look at something is like, miserable. But today's a nice day. I think we're supposed to have another little rainstorm or something tomorrow, or tonight or tomorrow. But then next week is supposed to be nice, supposed to be up in the 50s, maybe even approaching 60, and in the 40s at night. So that's a good thing. So I will talk to you again when I make my next video. In the meantime, may the good Lord richly bless you, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.